And if you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, kindly do it so that you don't miss any of my videos. So without any delay, let's get started. And today we are gonna learn about inner functions in Python. Right. So we are gonna learn about inner functions in Python, and this is also a very interesting topic. So without any delay, let's get started. Dab! So basically first of all, let's see what basically inner functions are. Inner functions are basically when you have a function and then you have another function inside it. That is called an inner function, right? So like over here we have a function and we have another function inside it. So this function that is inside another function is basically an inner function, right? So now we know what are inner functions. But now let's see, why do we use inner functions? We use inner functions like basically when we have some certain task like we have a small task, right? Like for example, we have to code the input field of a chat application, right? So you will create a function for it, input field, but then you want further sections of it, like the emojis input, the Hindi input, the English input, the Urdu input, and all these options. So for those, you have to create multiple functions for every functionality. So you're breaking the whole input functionality into four different functionalities. Uh, the emoji input, the language selector input, uh, in which you have the English input, Hindi input, and the Urdu input, right? So this is why you use basically inner functions when you have a task that is divided into subtasks, so you can use inner functions so that it is much clearer that these functions are used for this task basically, right? So it makes it much more cleaner. It makes your code much more cleaner and clearer, right? Now we'll just see an example of inner functions. So over here what we do, we define a function find mul of sums. Basically this is short for find the multiplication of two sums, right? Okay, and over here we have four variables in our function: a equals to 2, b equals to 3, c equals to 4, and d equals to 5. So what is our task? Our task is to add these two variables and find a result, then add these two variables and find a result, and then what the two results are, just multiply them and return the result of it, right? So we have divided it into four the tasks. Our first task is finding the first sum, so, right? So our first sum is a plus b, as we said that we want to add first of all a and b. So right, so this find first sum method will return the addition of a and b, right? So it is returning us a plus b, right? Then we are finding the second sum, right? So then next we need to find a second sum, that is c and d sum, right? So it will return c plus d. And then finally in our main function we can just return find first sum, that is returning us a plus b, into find second sum, that is returning us c plus d. So basically we'll have a plus b 5 into c plus d, that is 9, and 5 into 9 is 45, and whenever we call this function it will return us 45, and it will print we'll just print out its return value, so we'll get to see 45 on the screen, right? Now the interesting fact is that you can use the variables out of the outer functions in your inner function, right? Right, so you can use these variables that are in your outer function in the inner function that you have defined over here, right? So over here you can use a and b variables, though you haven't defined them in this function. You can still access them because they are in the outer functions, and we can access outer function variables, right? And over here we are able to access c and d because they are in the outer function, right? But we cannot access the variables created in our inner functions, like if I just create a e variable over here that will contain the sum of a and b, and I just return e over here, right? Everything will be normal right now, right? Everything is normal. We get 45, right? But if we try to access this variable e outside this find for some method, we will not be able to, because variables defined in the inner function cannot be accessed in the outer function, but the variables defined in the outer function can be accessed by the inner function that you create basically in your outer function, right? So over here, if I just try to print the value of e that is in our inner function, we will get an error because it will say that e is not defined, right? It is saying e is not defined because it could not find e anywhere. E was in this inner function that we cannot access, so remaining we had to find in the outer function. We had to find e in the outer function, but we couldn't find it. That's why it has given us that e is not defined, right? So this was it for inner function, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. Thank you guys. Bye. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching my videos. Dab!